You control your hands. You control your fingers. You know exactly where you are most ticklish. You have every advantage, and you still cannot tickle yourself. A 5-year-old with no plan and zero technique can reduce you to tears in 2 seconds. You, with full access to your own body, cannot produce even a fraction of that response. Something inside your head is actively stopping you, not failing, not lagging, stopping you. And the reason it does that is far more unsettling than you think. Most people explain this away in one sentence. Your brain knows it's coming, so it doesn't react. And that sounds reasonable enough that nobody pushes further, but it does not actually explain anything. Because your brain also knows it's coming when someone announces they are about to tickle you. They can say it out loud, count down from 3, and do it slowly enough that you could stop them. And it still works. You still react. You still lose control. So knowing it's coming is not the thing that cancels tickling. Something else is. Deep in the back of your skull, behind everything you think of as your mind, there is a structure called the cerebellum. It is old, it is small, and it does something your conscious brain cannot do. It predicts the future, not in some vague, intuitive way, in a precise millisecond by millisecond simulation of what your body is about to feel. Every time you move, reach for a glass, scratch your arm, shift in your chair, your cerebellum builds a complete model of what that movement should feel like before it happens. Scientists call this an efference copy, a prediction sent ahead of the action itself. When the actual sensation arrives, your brain compares it to the prediction. And if they match, if what you felt is exactly what the cerebellum said you would feel, your brain does something brutal. It turns the volume down, not a little, almost entirely. It suppresses the sensation because it was expected. It carries no new information. It is noise, and your brain is ruthless about deleting noise. That is what happens when you try to tickle yourself. Your cerebellum predicted every millimeter of the movement. The sensation arrived exactly on schedule. Your brain looked at it, classified it as already known, and cancelled it before you could even register it. You never felt the real thing. But when someone else touches you, same spot, same pressure, same speed, your cerebellum has no prediction. It did not send the command. It did not build the model. The sensation arrives unannounced. And your brain treats unannounced input completely differently. It turns the volume all the way up. Alert, unknown contact, react now. That is why tickling works. Not because the touch is special, because the touch is unpredicted. In 2000, researchers at University College London built a machine to test exactly this. They had people tickle their own palm through a robotic arm. The person moved one hand and the robot transferred that motion to the other hand in real time. When the transfer was instant, no delay, the subjects felt almost nothing. Their cerebellum predicted the touch perfectly, expected input, volume down, cancelled. Then the researchers added a delay, a tiny gap, just a fraction of a second between the person's movement and the robot's touch. And as that gap increased, the tickle came back. Subjects started laughing, started pulling their hands away. A few hundred milliseconds of unpredictability was enough to break the cerebellum's model. That small gap between what the brain expected and what actually arrived was the entire difference between feeling nothing and losing control of your body. But here is the deeper question. Why would your brain evolve to cancel its own sensations? Think about what your skin is dealing with right now. Clothes pressing against your torso, the chair against your back, your hair touching your forehead, air moving across your arms. Your skin is the largest sensory organ you have, and it is receiving input every single second of your life. If your brain treated all of that as important, you would be overwhelmed before you finished a single thought. You could not focus. You could not function. Every fold of fabric against your arm would feel like an event. So your brain made a trade. Everything that comes from you, your own movements, your own touch, the predicted consequences of your own actions gets suppressed, filtered, dismissed. And everything that comes from outside, unexpected contact, another person's hand, something that was not in the prediction, gets amplified. Prioritized, treated as potentially dangerous until proven otherwise. Your brain does not care about what it already expected. It only cares about what it did not expect. That is the rule. And it has been the rule for a very long time. Tickling is that rule misfiring. Your brain cannot tell the difference between an unexpected light touch on your ribs and something crawling on your skin. Both are unpredicted contact. Both trigger the same response. Flinch, jerk away, remove it. The laughter, the squirming, none of that is joy. It is a defense reflex wrapped in a social signal. Your body panics and your face laughs. Two completely different systems, activated simultaneously by one unpredicted touch. And here is where it becomes genuinely disturbing. Because there are people who can tickle themselves. People whose cerebellum does not cancel self-generated sensations the way yours does. And researchers found that those people are disproportionately diagnosed with schizophrenia. Studies showed that individuals with schizophrenia rate self-produced touch as significantly more ticklish than people without it. Their prediction system is impaired. The Efference copy, that model the cerebellum sends ahead of every action, either does not arrive or does not match correctly. So their own brain treats their own actions as partially external, partially unknown, partially not theirs. Think about what that means. If your brain stopped accurately predicting your own movements, your own hand on your face could feel like a stranger's hand. Your own voice could sound like it was coming from outside your head. Your own thoughts could feel like someone else put them there. That is not metaphor. That is one of the core experiences reported in schizophrenia. The feeling that your own actions and thoughts do not belong to you. The same prediction system that stops you from tickling yourself is the system that tells you that you are you, that your body is yours, that the voice in your head is your voice, that when you decide to move your arm, it was your decision. Self-tickling is not a party trick question. It is a window into how your brain builds the feeling of being one person inside one body. The feeling you have right now and probably take entirely for granted. Right now, your cerebellum is running. It predicted the sensation of your clothes against your skin and deleted it. You are not feeling your shirt. You are not feeling your socks. You are not feeling the weight of your own hands. Your brain decided all of it was expected and turned it off so you could focus on this instead. That is happening right now. It is happening every second of every day. Your brain builds a model of the immediate future, compares it to the present, and erases anything that matches. You are not experiencing the full world. You are experiencing only the difference between what your brain predicted and what actually happened. Everything else got cut. And a 5-year-old can break the entire system with one finger, because that touch was never in the model. Your brain had no prediction for it, and for one chaotic, involuntary second, the filter dropped, the suppression failed, and the full, unedited signal got through. That is all tickling ever was, not a sensation, a gap in the prediction. A brief moment where your brain, for once, did not already know what was going to happen next.